John Wool was born on February 20th, 1784, in Newburgh, New York. And though he may not be well known, his story is an interesting one. Orphaned as a child, John Wool would be mostly raised by his grandfather in Troy, New York. He had a basic education, and he would become a self-taught lawyer. When war broke out in 1812, at age 28, John Wool entered the war as a captain in April of 1812. During the War of 1812, John Wool served in the Battle of Queenston Heights, known for the battle in which British commander Isaac Brock was killed. One legend from this battle that involved John Wool that may or may not be true involved Laura Sicard. Laura Sicard was most known for marching over 20 miles to warn the British troops of an advancement of the American military. But also, one legend is that her husband was wounded, James Sicard, in the battle, and 3 Americans would beaten him nearly to death. She pleaded with them to stop. All of a sudden, Captain John Wool showed up and ordered those men to leave him alone, saving his life. Whether or not that's true, we don't know, but that's one of the legends of John Wool in the Battle of Queenston Heights. We also know that John Wool did receive at least 1 shot to the thigh during this battle and was injured. He would recover from his wounds and continue his military service. Wool would later serve in the Battle of Plattsburgh, and in April 1813, Wool was promoted to major, and in September 1814, Wool was promoted to brevet lieutenant, and after the war, Wool was promoted to colonel and became the Inspector General of the Army. Under the presidency of Andrew Jackson, as a military leader, John Wool would be a participant in the Trail of Tears. During the Mexican-American War, Wool and future American President Zachary Taylor were considered the heroes of the Battle of Buena Vista. This is a photo of John Wool and his troops in the Mexican-American War. It is considered to be one of the earliest photographs ever taken of American troops, and it may be the first ever photograph taken of American troops on a foreign land. After the Mexican-American War, the Civil War started, and John Wool, at the age of 77, was a participant in that war also. He was the commander of the U.S. Army Department of Virginia and was promoted to Major General in May of 1862. In July of 1863, 10 days after the Battle of Gettysburg, the New York draft riots broke out in Lower Manhattan in New York City. Wool was the military commander who was in charge of trying to put down the riot and regain control. Many people died in the riot. On August 1st, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln, to Wool's disappointment, ordered him retired. And Wool would go on to live another few years in Troy, New York, before he died on November 10th, 1869, at the age of 85. John Wool served in the military under 13 different American presidents, ranging from the War of 1812 all the way to the Civil War. This is the story of Major General John Wool. Thanks for watching.